Hey folks, hi Anshuman. Hope you are doing good.
Hi Shakir. Oh, so sorry. Hi Ashish.
So Anshuman, this is our opening ceremony of BUGTRONs 2.0. Are you excited?
Yes, I am. Just give me a few sec, like I'm fixing my mic, so it would be much better.
Yeah, sure. No worries.
Okay.
Until then, whoever has joined us so far, please drop a hi in the chat or your favorite emoji. Hi Krish.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So, hello, community enthusiast. Welcome, everyone. We are here organizing BUGTRONS 2.0, and we know you all are really excited for this. I can already see so much buzz in the chat. It's really being awesome and see you all, like interacting. So, just say hey over there and rock because we have planned something amazing for you. And yeah, so obviously, uh, can we make the slides up?
Krish, I also feel if you could add custom emojis to YouTube, that would be great. We would definitely add the BUGTRONs emoji there. Yeah,
Okay,
let's start
so
Anshuman.
yeah, so the slides are up now, and okay, so can we shift to the? I guess we covered the BugTrons 2.0 introduction, and so yeah, the what's about the giveaway alert? Like be attentive throughout whole the entire like ceremony. We will have a Q&A session, so stick with us till the end and grab an opportunity to win some awesome swags we are giving away. So yeah.
Anshuman, don't you feel we should introduce ourselves for the audience who are joining for the first time?
Yeah, sure. So, hi, myself Anshuman, and I'm one of the organizer of BUGTRONS 2.0, and currently I'm building one of the community as DevStrons. I hope you all are familiar about that. So, yeah, Ashish, it's your time. Like you can introduce
Yeah.
yourself.
So, folks, Anshuman is so excited that he forgot to introduce himself. But no worries. Now you know who is Anshuman and what he does. So, about me, I am Ashish Chawda. I am from Rajnandgaon, Chhattisgarh, India, and I'm a full stack web developer. And I'm also a GitHub campus expert. And I'm so excited about Bugtrons that it will be great. So let's learn more about Bugtrons in later in the session today. So yeah, and before that, folks, we should know our audience better. So don't you think you should also tell us about your city? So our team will be dropping a link in the chat now. It is a link for Slido. So go to slido.com and there you will have to enter this code 623039 and enter the city where you are joining from. And we will see it live here that from different cities of India, folks are joining us. Yeah.
Okay, so the Slido is up now, and I guess if we
Yes.
get the responses on the number of responses, it will directly proportional the increasing size of the city. So if two people are from one city, the size will be increases a bit than others.
Yeah, we'll also know which city is the one where folks are joining us from and uh, which city we have created a greater impact. So, yeah, well, Bucktown Soup is not a city now, but it it is on the top. Okay, so we have got folks from Delhi and from Vijayawada.
Yeah, one of our organizer is also from Delhi, right? Like, I guess Ghulam Yazdani is from Delhi. So
Yeah,
nice to see you from.
Gulam is from Delhi.
Yeah.
Oh, we've
Okay,
got
we
so much
have
cities here.
Pune,
Pune, Satna.
Sat, Bhilai. Oh, yeah, OP. Bhilai folks here. If you guys don't know, but Ashish and I'm from Bhilai.
Yeah,
So
from same
covering.
college.
Oh, Raurkela. Nice. Come on, folks. Let's be interactive. Be interactive with the Slido.
So we know now these are the cities we have reached out so far. And yeah, Bhopal and Bombay also added in the list. Cool.
Indore.
That's nice.
So the code is right on your. I guess this is your right side, and I mean left side. So feel free to go to slido.com, and here is the link. Here is the hashtag code. So just write down the code here, and you will get the screen of which city you are joining from, and you can write your response. Even I want to write. I want to take Ashish permission. Shall I write my city name?
No need for permission. Please go ahead. That's nice. So much cities are on the list now.
I'm doing it. So I'm curious to like look Bhilai a bit larger than others. So adding my response to Bhilai, yeah. Oh, there's a
Oh
lot of
man.
response.
Okay, so it
Cutter.
was it. Yeah,
Oh,
it wasn't getting
nice.
updated. We have more folks from Delhi, Jaipur, Pune, and Bhilai.
Yep.
Somebody wrote, "रहता तो depression में ही हूँ." Oh,
Oh,
that's
Delhi
great.
side,
Few
Delhi
people are
folks.
joining us from Kashmir also.
Nice. Mirzapur.
Is it the
Very
real
cute.
Mirzapur or just the fiction one?
I guess Ankit is laughing, so I think he's doing that Mirzapur thing.
Might be.
Might be Jabalpur. Nice.
I'll take a quick screenshot here so that I
Sure.
can share it on socials and let everybody know that we had joined this folks from all over the India in our opening stream.
Even I shared it on the welcome channel in Discord.
Okay, so Anshuman, that person is clarifying. That is the real Mirzapur.
Okay.
So, okay.
Supreme Mirzapur. We are getting a lot of responses. Even I can see Devstrons there.
Yes, that was obvious. So, most of the folks are joining us from the DevStars Discord server.
Devstrons for the win, I can see. Yeah, obviously.
Sure, Anshuman. So, these are a lot of cities and these are a lot of amazing folks joining us for this opening stream. Let's move ahead and talk about Bucktrons a little more.
Sure. Uh, Let me present my screen. Okay. So moving to the next slide. We have BUGTRONS 2.0. As you all know about the BUGTRONS 2.0, like BUGTRONS, so it's a contest event. It's a collaboration contest event, and it has been originated with obviously from DevStrons, and now we are looking forward to collaborating with a lot of communities, a lot of the tremendous tech communities. As one of them are listed here, Learn with Community, and I can read and talk more about the like learn with community. They are really been passionate about like learning together things, and they like it's a way like tech community and which is focusing on the best way to teach learning together, and they are on the main thing is that they are focusing on the things like giving back to the community, not only earn from the community but they are giving back to the community. So learn with community is really praisable. Hats off to you, and you are doing a great work, so keep on. And talking about Devstrons is a student-run community. It's an open source, inclusive, and diverse community. It's open for when I took this name as like took this term as inclusive and diverse, but it's open to everyone. It's open to like no kind of discrimination will be there, not on the basis of anything. And yeah, it's been focusing more on learn, code, and tron. So basically, grow together. So yeah, this is all about BUGTRONS 2.0, and we are coming up with a like revamp version of BUGTRONS, and focusing more towards code optimization and skills, basically coding skills. Yeah, and feel free to register for the BUGTRONS. Hop to bugtrons.co website and feel free to register yourself. Okay, so moving ahead, I would like to take PrepInsta here. So the prep, I would like to say PrepInsta is our Superman sponsor. Superman, when I took the term as Superman sponsor, uh, this is the sponsors which is powering us, and it is one of the diamond sponsors we are having, and it is India's most visited jobs and skills website. 2 million unique visitors every month they are gaining. That is powered by AI and machine learning, helps you get customized preparation, provides prime courses, and yeah, obviously they are strengthening Bucktrons by providing uh, prime courses for top 10 coders. So it's really being nice. And Ashish, would you like to give a short brief about like what um, about the Bucktrons if you want, and about the what they are doing?
Yeah, thanks, Anshuman. Well, you covered most of it, and you described the mission of DevStrons and Learn with Community and why they are doing the Bugtrons event. So that was really great of you talking about this. So BUGTRONS 2.0, which are doing this time, it is a revamped version of BUGTRONS which we did previous time. So it will be of larger scale. We will be able to allow more students to go through next rounds, and also some revamped questions, some difficult questions also, so that you can work your brains out and work on these questions. And yeah, it is powered by PrepInsta, and our communities are working so hard to make this event a great event. So do register for it, and the website is BUGTRONS.co. Go there and register for the event right now if you haven't registered yet.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ashish, for strengthening Bucktrons with your words. And moving ahead, like, yeah. So here is the thing, like, in our perspective, we all are, like, participated in hackathon in some way. I'm not, like, triggering in the way of hackathons, but we are, like, participating. We would love to participate in hackathons. But shall we stick to the code part? Like, like, it's a pseudo code, obviously, but we can't able to do a proper code, right? Right that time. So, is it good practice to write code like for optimization purpose? Like, it can be uses for the further enhancement. So that's why, to answer this, we came up with a plan of Bucktrons, and we are collaborating with, like, at least one tech tremendous community, such as Learn with Community, the algorithms, and looking forward for more such collaboration and develop folks around us via share our knowledge. So as you can see on the, like, slide, what are our motives? We already announced this thing in the previous conferences we actually have, and that has been successfully. We are conducted top 10 uh, on different tech stack the conferences, and we would love to, like, have you guys there, and by having you, it's our really pleasure thing. So yeah, so Bucktrons, by talking about Bucktrons, I'm repeating that point, like, it's begun with a mindset of encouraging community folks and make them aware of edtech industry like PrepInsta by putting emphasis on problem solving, code efficiency, code optimization, and logic-based programming. We empower hackers to get influenced by developing software, enhancing skills, solving bugs, and producing opportunities. The community encourages inclusion and diversion as its core and has various events and happenings around the same, as well as to keep coders engaged in a meaningful way. All in all, we want coders to not just participate but experience a contest in a true sense. So this is our motive, and I would really be proud to announce this thing in public. Moving ahead on the next slide. Yeah, Ashish, would you like to take this about Bucktrons 1?
Yeah, sure. So the BUGTRONS one was a amazing event, although it was a first try to organize this kind of event because we haven't tried it before. But it was great, considering the fact that we were a small team then, but we collaborated with algorithms community and devstrons. So it was a collaborative event then also, and we had the similar structure right we are having in the BUGTRONS too. So we'll be just scaling that BugTrons one event in the BugTrons two, so that we can empower the hackers and also help them get some new skills. So yeah, anything you would like to add, Anshuman?
Yeah, so talking about the algorithms, it is one of the biggest. I guess some of the folks are still know about Bucktrons, and they know about the algorithms as well. When you go to this link, like github.com/bucktrons/bucktrons1, you can see whole workflow about bucktrons1, what we are having, and what we are having right in the bucktrons 2. So it is a little bit really revamped. Like, it's been modified, or we can say it has been enhanced as per the skills of the folks. So yeah, that's all the about the Bucktrons fund. Talking about the algorithms, the algorithm is one of the biggest GitHub organization. which are empowering algorithms to use it in your software, in your open source software. And yeah, that and we already collaborated with the algorithms, and looking forward to collaborating in this BUGTRONs as well. So yeah, and okay, so now we came up with a contest workflow. So again, the contest workflow has taken a lot of times. Uh, is anything I miss, Ashish?
Nothing. So it is great. You can just go ahead and explain the contest workflow for our participants because they will need it. And honestly, nobody wants to read something from the documents, but still, we'll try our best to explain the workflow to them.
Yes. Is there anyone who is sharing their screen? Uh, okay, I'm sharing my screen. Is it been shared?
Nope, we are only watching the slides now.
Okay. Let me share my entire screen though. Would be much better. Um, okay. So I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Okay. So cool. So BUGTRONS 2 is an event. You can see the poster here, and as I already mentioned, it has been connected with done with community, as in collaboration, and competition makes us faster, collaboration makes us better. So yeah, obviously that is very right. In the two sense, we aim to target community folks and make them aware of the tech industry by putting emphasis on problem solving, code efficiency, code optimization, logic based programming. We empower hackers to get influenced by developing software, enhancing skills, solving bugs, and producing opportunity. Talking about the structure and the workflow of the contest, it has been conducted in three phases. So the three phases, as you can see on the description, like below, and this time the contest is going to compromise both DSA and debugging round for proper screening and evaluation. The participant would be judged on the basis of their code submission. The respective contest round would be organized for the on the following platform. So the date will be decided by tomorrow, that is 4th, 3rd, that is March and 2022, 4th March 2022 and 5th March 2022 and 6th March 2022. So The first round will be going to be on the hacker rank, and when you hop into, I guess, when you hop to hacker rank BUGTRONS, you can sign up through this. It will be going to organize on 4th March, that is 8. The whole workflow of the event has been written here. If you want to register, click on the register button here and join our Discord server by clicking here. Uh, this is our GitHub organization, as already been mentioned here. GitHub organization. So, so this is the our first round, and the task or the questions given to you is 6 problems has been shared to you, and it will be solved by you in 4 hours, and it will be obviously the easy and the logic based programming. Basically, this is the problem solving round, and we are focusing more towards logic based problems and programming. So that is created in hacker rank. Please sign up through this and register for the event.
Sure.
And
Thanks, Anshuman, for showing the workflow for first event. And so Khushboo has joined us. So let's pull her on the
yeah, yeah,
screen and
yeah, sure. I will keep it in a very short brief. And
yeah,
again, the second round will be conducted on 5th of March. It will be going to be on GitHub and Rapid. There will be 3 buggy code will be given to you, and it's being covered into 3 hours. So we are expecting here to the more optimization way of code, and we are more flexible to the buggy code. We are giving you buggy code, and you just have to solve it or debug it via GitHub or Rapid. And on the last, the third event or third round has been conducted via HackerRank again. It has been the CP, you can say, a competitive programming round, and it has been contained 2 problems. The time has been given to you is 2 hours, and again that has been conducted in HackerRank. You have to sign up in this BugTrons event. Yeah, I'm coming back to yeah. So that is whole workflow about.
so yeah, thanks Anshuman for showing us the workflow. And let's start what we have been waiting for.
Obviously,
Hey Khushboo.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
So
yeah, uh, yeah. Please, Ashish.
yeah, so we have here Khushboo Verma joining us. She's a software engineer at Microsoft and amazing personality to be connect with. So please go and follow her on Twitter and connect with her. And Khushboo, I know I'm really bad at introducing people. So would you want to add something?
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for having me here. It's really amazing to see such community events being organized and so many people enthusiastically participating. First of all the best to everyone who is going to participate. I hope that you give your best into the event. And I'm Khushboo. As Ashish mentioned, I'm a software engineer at Microsoft and I love technology and communities. So, throughout my college life, I have been very active in communities. So, I have been a GitHub Campus Expert alumni. I've also been a GitHub Field Expert and I also organized GitHub Field Day India. And I was part of multiple programs throughout my college life. I was a part of the Google Explore ML program. I was also a Gold Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador, and I have delivered over 50 plus or maybe 100 plus sessions. I don't even, I have lost count totally, but this is how much I love communities. And now that I'm in the industry, I've graduated, I still love coming back to communities, and thanks to people like Ashish and the entire organizing team to give me that opportunity to come back to events and share my journey with you all. So thanks a lot for having me.
It's great that you are here on our stage and sharing your views with our audience. So, Khushboo, just how did you start working for problem solving skills while you were in the college? So can you just please share about few things?
Yeah, I can share. So I think the kind of environment that is around you matters a lot. So in my university, I all like we had multiple technical communities on campus, and I was very active in them as a member from the day one. So I knew that bunch of tech companies visit us for internships and full time hiring, and I knew that they will be focusing on data structures and algorithms. And I was coming from a PCMB background, so I did not know anything about computer science, so I knew that I would have to ramp up and I would have to learn DSA. So I started with C and I built my basics there, and then I learned Java. I did a proper DSA course in Java. And once I felt comfortable with the logic, then I also did an internship as a teaching assistant where I used to help people with their codes. And once I started looking at other people's code and helping them resolve bugs, my problem solving skills started improving. And then I completely changed gears and switched my primary language to C++. And then I again became a TA and did multiple of those things and kept on giving interviews and kept on giving a lot of mock interviews as well, which helped me develop my DSS skills. And then side by side, I also started doing some projects in different tech stacks. And then I landed an internship at Microsoft as software engineering intern. Then that got converted into a full time offer, and I also interned at Adobe for 6 months as a product intern, and that also got converted into full time offer. So I think problem solving is common to all languages. Like even today, when we are working at companies, I see that the fundamentals remain the same. So no matter what programming language people pick, like I used to ask this a lot to my seniors, hey, should I pick Java or should I pick C++ or maybe Python? But I have now realized the fundamentals remain the same. The core is same. It's just syntactical sugar. So that has been my takeaway so far.
Yeah, my also first language was C language, and then I was thinking like I should switch to Python. It is much easier to do it. But I also get the point that yeah, all the languages are same. We just need to train our mind to do that kind of problems and work on it. So here now Priyanka will be the host today, and the stage is all yours, Women in Tech. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Uh, am I audible, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just a short introduction about myself first. So my name is Priyanka Prasad, and I'm one of the organizer at BUGTRONS 2.0. So, and apart from this, I'm also working as a technical content writer in PrepInsta. So, yeah, this is a short introduction about myself. And, we are launching this, our initiative today, and we will be starting our contest from tomorrow. So, would you like to share your insights to the folks who will be, participating and contributing to this event actively? And, yeah, what's your insight about them? Like, if you want to share
Yeah,
something,
sure.
yeah.
First of all, congratulations to the entire organizing team to actually take the initiative and organize such an amazing event. And one thing that I've noticed is that if I look back at my college life, then the maximum learning has been through these kind of events where we used to participate in coding competitions or hackathons or used to, solve problems in teams. So I think that has contributed hugely to the learnings. I think as much as you learn in a hackathon or in a coding contest or in time limited events like these, and when you compete against your friends, I think you learn a lot more as compared to theoretically learning or solo individually practicing for 1 month. So first of all, to everyone who is participating, congratulations for taking that initiative to come across and participate. I would say try to leverage these opportunities to see first of all what kind of events are happening, then try to network with people as much, like even if you do not have a team, try to meet new people and try to find people with similar interests and try to team up with new set of people and leverage your these events to improve not just your problem solving skills but also your communication skills and networking skills. So I think these have been my major benefits that I have taken out of these events. And then at the end of the day, it's just a competition, so just give it your best. And it's so weird that I remember that at my first hackathon, I remember I was in my second year of college and it was my first hackathon, and we were having a bug in our code and we were not able to resolve it. And a team which was sitting by our side, and they knew that okay, we were struggling with resolving that bug, and they came ahead and they helped us. And I was so surprised that hey, this is a competition against the teams and at the end we are going to be competing against them, but they came forward and helped us resolve that bug. So I understand that it's about, like, ultimately there might be some winners, but it's about a learning experience. So try to help as many people as possible and try to ask for help if you get stuck. I'm pretty sure amazing mentors will be there to help you across, and just make the best out of it, learn as much. And once you realize that, okay, this is the bit where we struggled during this competition, then try to revise those concepts. So just like eventually you will get stronger and stronger. So I really miss these events personally.
Same happened with me as well. That was my first hackathon, and I was not able to integrate one API. So there's one member in our not in organizing team, but in our core team member, he helped me to integrate that API, particular API. So that's a very good thing about community, that you get help from each other. So that is one thing I also liked from the community, and participating in community events. Um, so, as you know, the event is mostly about the problem solving and the DSA bug fixing. And you're also working as a software engineer in Google. So, it will be great if you can tell us about the importance of problem solving. And the developers, they sometimes mix up the that competitive programming is the only thing that they need to do, but that's not the only thing. So, in addition to this, how communities are helping the students to improve their skills and their soft skills. So, would you like to share some insights on that?
Definitely. Just one correction, I work at Microsoft, not Google. But apart
Oh,
from it, I
sorry.
think DSA is the fundamental of problem solving. So ultimately, even in our day to day job, we are given problems which we have not solved before. So let me tell you the parallel I can see between DSA, like problem solving, and the tasks that we do as a software engineer day to day. So, first of all, just like in DSA, you might be given a very huge ambiguous problem. So, similarly, in day to day lives, you might get to build some features or some bugs which are, as a whole, an ambiguous problem. And initially, you do not know the solution to it or the approach, how you would go about it. So, just like in DSA, you would take a bigger problem and then you would break it down into smaller problems. Similarly, that is how we go about problems day to day. We take the problem, we try to divide it into multiple smaller chunks, and then we see, okay, how do we go about resolving one smaller part of the problem. The second part that comes into picture is optimization, right? Once you already know that, okay, this might work, now how can we make the performance better? How do we identify the bottlenecks and how do we improve the efficiency? So we have to consider the space and time in DSA. Those factors just increase when we talk about production. So you have to think about scale, you have to think about, okay, what are the things that we need to optimize and all that. So ultimately, like, breaking down problems into smaller chunks, optimization, till here it remains common. Once you have figured out the approach, you have to actually write the code. And writing code that works is one thing, but writing code that is readable, understandable, scalable, modular is a completely different ball game. So I think in DSA as well, when you write code, even in interviews, right, a lot of interviewers do notice that what kind of code are you writing. So a developer who is looking at your code should be able to understand the code that you have written without you having to explain. And it should be modular as well, so everything that can be broken down into functions should be broken down into functions. You should use the programming concepts, like in day-to-day lives when we use programming languages like C#. So we use classes and namespaces like heavily, like in C++ and C#. So the same concepts apply. You have to modularize, you have to make sure that you use good variable names, good function names, the entire coding style is consistent. And then ultimately you have to test your code, right? Anything that is, if you are a developer and if you're writing code, you have to test it. So even in DSA, when you are problem solving, you think of multiple test scenarios, you think of edge cases where the code can fail. So people say that they don't use DSA in day-to-day life, but I think that the entire concept is the same, what I was mentioning earlier, that the fundamentals remain the same. It's all about taking a bigger problem which you do not know the solution to, and then using your skills to just dig into it and break it down and then resolve each component and then put it all together, write code. And one more important thing that matters is documentation. And if you think in terms of DSA, then you can say adding meaningful comments so that people who are looking at it are able to understand. And one interesting question that Priyanka put up is that, there is a difference between DSA and competitive programming. And I think a lot of people do not understand that it is not mandatory to do competitive programming to get into big tech companies. If you are solving just data structures and algorithmic problems, and if you're able to solve medium to hard problems on platforms like LeetCode, then I think you are good enough to crack most of the big companies. CP helps you in developing your efficiency, in writing more optimal algorithms, in increasing the speed of your programming. And I think that it's a really good skill to have. But again, I would like to clarify it is not mandatory. And I would say even DSA is not the only way to get a job as a developer. So if you think that, if you're good at dev skills, if you are a good web developer or an Android developer or iOS developer or anything, right? I think a lot of startups, at least these days, they hire only based on skills as compared to DSA. So if you're targeting, first of all, you have to decide that what kind of companies you're targeting. So based on that, you can decide what kind of skills you want to learn. But I think ultimately everything is about problem solving.
There is one more thing. Like, people used to ask from where they need to start, like whether they should learn C++, Java, or Python. And sometimes people used to go with Python. They will start doing DSA and Python. So, what's your views on that? Whether one should go DSA, like learning DSA in Python?
So I think ultimately, like, honestly, I won't lie. I always used to have these questions all the time, and I used to think that it's gonna matter a lot, but ultimately, it does not matter at all, because ultimately, if even if it's just about starting with your first language. So you can pick any one of the popular languages. You can pick either C++ or Java or Python or JavaScript, or even a lot of people pick Go. So pick any one of these and do not keep on switching languages out of fear of missing out. Please do not do that. Pick one language, learn it entirely, make sure that your fundamentals are very strong. Once you have that clarity, then it is very easy to switch between languages. And regardless of what you choose, if you have strong fundamentals, switching between languages is very easy. Like, honestly, in your day to day work, everything is a like Google search is not, not allowed. Like, in interviews, I know it's not allowed, but in day to day life, Google search is the way to go about things. So you can always Google the syntax, even if you don't know. So I would suggest pick any language. Do not think which is the most popular. In fact, I have also heard a lot of myths that Java is the most popular language in the industry, and when you're working in a day-to-day job, Java, you will probably be using Java. It is not true. I have not used Java at any of the jobs or any of the teams that I have been into, but I'm not saying that it is not being used. So you do not know what kind of tech stack you will be working on couple of years down the line. So what you should focus on is that if I am picking any language, how strongly can I code in that, how confident I am with the core concepts, and how quickly can I transfer my knowledge from one domain to the other domain. So I think that is all that matters. Do not waste a lot of time in picking languages. And once you have picked a language, do not keep on switching between languages just because your friends are doing it or just because it is popular. Pick one, build your fundamentals, make sure you're confident able to solve multiple questions on it, and then you can easily switch between languages.
Okay, cool. Um, I think, is there any other question from audience? You can ask. I mean, we have 13 participants. Uh, if I'm not wrong, algorithm can be shown. Okay, there is one point by Anshuman, that if I'm not wrong, that the algorithm can shorten the code and so more optimized at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that you can choose multiple algorithms, and shorter code does not always mean that it is readable. So I think it's always about maintaining the balance between readability of the code and the efficiency, like the number of lines. So I think that when also I've noticed that in a lot of competitive programming competitions like hash code, etc., where the time and the speed matters a lot. In those kind of competitions, a lot of people do not focus on the readability of code, so they will use short forms for even variable names. So they'll declare, let's say, ll for long long int, and then they'll use it. I think it is good if you are actually doing it for the sake of passing a competitive programming exam, and if you're doing it for a higher rank in a competition. But ultimately in the real world, please do not do that, because your code has to be readable, other developers need to understand it. So you always have to maintain the fair balance between the efficiency and the length of the program and the readability.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Even if when I was starting as a, learning C++ or any other programming language, I used to write any name that make no sense. But now I'm trying to improve that and giving the particular sensible name so that I can understand what I have written today. Yeah.
I think there is a question how to maintain balance between building projects and DSA. And okay, that is such a great question, because it always happens that students get so confused between choosing like how where should they spend time. And I would say again, it's all about balance. So try to maintain a fair balance between building projects and DSA, because let's say that if you're doing it for applying to jobs, then the first stage is resume shortlisting. So you have to ensure that your resume has at least 3 to 4 good projects, and do not build projects just for the sake of putting them on your resume. So you can actually build projects at hackathons, or you can actually work on those, and you can learn either web development or you can choose Android. It's totally up to you. But I would say please do give some time on development skills as well, because those are also important. And if you're building projects, then also try to put them on platforms like GitHub, so that people understand that okay, that if you're working on something, then just put it out in the public, and people can look at your work, they can give you feedback, and they can also give you multiple opportunities. So that is overall amazing. And keep doing DSA, like even if you solve 2 questions every day over a period of time, then I think it should be good.
Thanks for answering that, Khushboo. Actually, it was my question. I was so confused now, like how to maintain the balance. So greatly answered. I'll work on it. And I wanna, yeah. So here is one more question. What's the point on FANG companies, job versus startup? So yeah, this is also one of the questions you might be also getting while you are doing your Twitter Spaces and in DMs. So any points on this you would like to share?
So again, this is very subjective and it totally depends on your interest. I can tell you my perspective on those. I think both are amazing, and honestly, I did not had a lot of knowledge about startups, but I think it's a great opportunity, and if you can get it, then take it as soon as possible. In fact, while you are a student, try to do internships at startups and try to maybe work at both kind of places, and then you can choose what works better for you. I have personally noticed that at FANG companies you get to work on specific tasks, so you actually develop in-depth understanding of a limited concept, right? Because let's say if I'm a software engineer on the Azure storage team, that too on a very particular thing that I'm working on, so I would have more knowledge of that domain. Whereas I have noticed that startups, people actually wear multiple hats, and even if your role is software engineer, you might be working sometimes in marketing, sometimes in content creation, sometimes as a PM. So you get to wear multiple hats, and you get to understand how the company is running overall. So I think both have their own pros and cons, and I think you can choose whatever works best for you. I think these days the perks at both of these places are amazing. So just try to pick the right set of people to work with, because ultimately at the end of the day, the maximum time you will be spending is with the team that you're working on. Even at FANG companies, the brand name only matters till a point. Ultimately, it boils down to your day-to-day experience with your team. And at startup, also try to pick the kind of people you're working with, and if you do that, then I think you should be good at both places.
Definitely. And now coming back to the community, this is an event we are organizing as part of collaboration between two communities. So in your student journey, you might also be a part of some communities which helped you in being better at problem solving. So any communities you wanna share about, like we can join these communities to get started with or share approaches with each other.
So actually, most of the communities that I joined were on campus. So there was a
Okay.
community called Lenin. So I used to be a part of the circles of basic and competitive programming. Then once we established the DSC chapter on college, then we also used to learn about these concepts. And so I think ultimately most of the communities were local. But if I talk about communities on platforms, then I think LeetCode has to be by far my favorite. LeetCode has a discuss section where you can actually talk about the people post their interview experiences, they post their compensation structures, they post the answers of questions that you might have. And I think it is so important to know that okay, what is it that people are being asked, so that you are better prepared. And I just love that thing about that community, and people come back there to share their experience because the community has helped them. So it's always also a good example of giving back to the community.
Yeah, I agree. Lead code is such a good place. I always go there in the discussions to see the optimal answers because I'm not able to find those answers. But I get a lot of insights about the different approaches we can find for that question. We can get also some study plans there. So it is a good place to start with. And we have a question here. Means
Okay, so actually, it is not mandatory that you always have to, start with brute force. You can actually even start with optimal solutions. So, mostly you might have heard that in interviews always start with the brute force solution and then continue to optimize it. So one thing is that it is not mandatory to always start with brute force. You can start with whatever first approach comes to your mind, and then you can keep on improving it until you see the scope. And the second thing is that sometimes when I was just starting out with DSA, it used to be so hard to optimize the solution. So I always used to get stuck after a point that how do I optimize it further. And I have noticed that it comes with practice. So the more number of questions you practice of the same concepts, it comes easier to you, and ultimately you'll start recognizing that all the questions have underlining similar patterns. And once you look at a question, you'll be able to recognize that okay, I had solved a similar question, maybe let's say using binary search, so let's try and apply that there. So you can use it, and I would say there is no harm. Even in interviews, you can start with a brute force solution if that is the only solution that is coming to your mind, and then build on top of it. Try to identify the bottlenecks. Like bottleneck is something which is increasing the complexity. So for example, if there are two loops, then you know that okay, I am iterating it twice, which is why it is taking that time. So can I optimize it? Identify those things and then optimize from there. But practice is the ultimate.
yeah, yeah, I agree. I'll share one experience here. So I was going through a course from Coursera, but it was about algorithms, and there we had to write a code for modified Fibonacci series. So I written the brute force solution, and it was taking almost 5 minutes to get the answer. So it was my first solution. Then I iterated over it, like modified few things, optimized few things. Then I got to the solution. So it is also a practice thing, and you need to iterate over it, like optimize it for level one stage, then level two stage. So this is how it helps. This was my experience about it. And yeah, thank you so much, Khushboo, for joining us in your tight schedule and giving your thoughts about problem solving in communities to our audience. So thank you so much for joining.
Thank
Any
you so
closing
much for
remarks?
having me. First of all, I'm so glad to be here, and I'm so excited that such kind of events are happening and people are showing interest, and you all are taking initiative to organize it. So kudos to everyone, and please make the best out of this opportunity because ultimately you're going to miss these opportunities. And here is my Twitter handle. You can see it's at Verma underscore. You can reach out to me, and I'll try to help you. All the very best, and once again, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Khushboo, for joining us. Anshuman, you're on mute.
Hi,
Okay.
hi. I guess there is some noise from your end. Yeah, okay. Everyone, Priyanka will be joining us for a few sec. Yeah,
Hi.
Priyanka, have you signed back the OTP? Okay, okay, cool. Yeah, wait a sec. I'm
Yes.
sharing my screen and we will continue this thing. Let me know if my screen is visible to you.
No, it's not visible as of now.
I hope now it's visible.
Yes, it is visible.
It is visible. Okay. So Priyanka, I mentioned before about PrepInsta, right? And
Yeah.
it is powering us. So, as a diamond sponsor, so would you like to give a short spotlight on what it is? And actually, they are giving us, like PrepInsta Prime. So, I guess folks here want to know about that. What is PrepInsta Prime and what it does, what all its feature is, what they are providing us. So, would you
Yeah,
like to share maybe
definitely.
some insights on that?
Yeah, definitely. Sure, sure, sure. I will I will make you understand like what all things they provide. So first of all, PrepInsta is number one platform for placement preparation, and they have recently launched this PrepInsta Prime as their new product, and this is having a kind of like unique model, Netflix like model, where you can get more than 100 plus preparation courses under just one subscription. That means you don't need to
Yeah.
buy a particular subscription for you know if you want preparing for, let's say, TCS, let's say Microsoft. So you don't need to buy and like separately. There is just one subscription for that. And coming on to the next section, that is the coding section. You can go below. Yeah, these
Yep.
four. uh, so the like Prime provide courses on all four coding languages like C, C++, Java, Python. And they are like from very beginning, like if you don't even know anything, you can start from this basic, and they cover till the advanced concepts like data structures and algorithms. So these all are the courses. Um, so next thing is, if you're preparing for, let's say, what's it like, campus placement, it can be all in campus or off campus. So every company asks you for the aptitude and coding skills. So this, and if you think you need to you need help with aptitude or like coding, so PrepInsta got you covered everything. They have dedicated aptitude courses like verbal, quants, and numericals and all that. And not just courses, we do have time mock, sectional quizzes along with some video solutions, and company wise test series, and full mock that you can practice, so that you can build the confidence, and you can perform very well in the main test. So this is one thing, and you can go a little bit below. Yeah, so this is particularly if you are preparing for service based or a product based companies. They also provide, specific to that company. So here you can see there is both service as well as product. As you can see here, we do have a TCS, Wipro, Accenture. Yeah, this one only. All these courses, if you're preparing for all these, you can go through all these kind of courses. And we also have, for product based company, let's say Microsoft or Amazon, Goldman. So here you can go through all that courses as well. And what you are done with, uh, let's say coding and the aptitude part, you are done preparing all for all these things. uh, the next thing is, and the most important thing I will say, that is the interview preparation. So here you will also get kind of like interview preparation courses on various companies like TCS, InfiniQ, Infosys, Deloitte, Cognizant, and all that. Uh, and the one and the most important thing is the projects that enhances, your resume. And this also increases the chance to get your resume selection in the next, rounds. So here you can see there are some, projects, uh, and you will be learning how, how to implement some of the concepts like AI, ML, and all that. But like all these kind of things are there in this Prime. Like you can go through projects as well. The last but not the least, they also have some skill development courses like cybersecurity, AI, ML, and cloud computing, which is very trending nowadays. uh, and if you do, complete some percentage of all these courses, you will also get a certificate for the same. And yeah, that's it. We'll check out the PrepInstaPrime.com if for more information. We will send you the link there in the chat comment section. If you can share the link of PrepInsta Prime.
Yeah, sure. About to sharing PrepInsta Prime link.
And there is like the main PrepInsta where you can, if you want to go through the top 100 code, you can go through that as well. I will share you the link here. This is where you can
Yeah,
practice.
it's up on the screen and about
Yeah,
the I guess top 100 codes. Yeah,
which covers, all the top 100 code.
that's awesome. Really great insights about PrepInsta Prime. I guess they are giving such a lot thing to the folks or the winners, and they are giving away some of the subscription as well. So yeah, feel free to participate in the contest and have an opportunity to win this amazing swags. And yeah, let me cover this thing on the website. Yeah, we do have other sponsors as well. If I can share it on my screen, yeah. I hope it's visible.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, so yeah, so these are our other sponsors. And as we already covered PrepInsta, Ashish is the right person to pitch GitHub on the spotlight, on the sponsor spotlight. So, Ashish, would you like to come up on the stage and give some short intro about what is GitHub and how
Yeah,
it's helping
sure.
folks? Yeah.
Thanks, Anshuman. So everybody, I guess everybody joining us in the stream now knows about GitHub, but still we'll talk about it. So GitHub is like a social platform for developers where we build projects collaboratively and connect with each others, and do the open source contributions. So we are also using GitHub as a tool for our second round. So our second round will be the DSA debugging round. So what will be the basic thing here is we'll create a private GitHub repository for those 20 hackers who pass the round one. And after creating the repository, we'll also publish the questions in your private repository directly. And what you can do is you can either download it, or you can just clone it to your local and then work upon it. And if you are facing any issues with the local, like your PC is giving any issues, so what you can do is you can use also Replit, and Anshuman will talk about more in the Replit side. But you can also work on the GitHub repository in any code editor you want. And what you need to do is just solve the code and push it to the remote, your private GitHub repository, and our team will then review it and will be notified about the winners.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So obviously the workflows have been hosted in the GitHub, and as Ashish already mentioned, I present out the workflow of the event, and preferably, like you can choose GitHub and Replit for the event side and for the safe side. So github.com/Buctrons, you can find all the resources about Buctrons. And talking more on GitHub, if you want, you can drop your GitHub profile. So it would be much better to have a view on that as well. And we would love to do that kind of short review or short review your profile or short flex about your profile. So it would be much better. Cool. So okay. So now the part is about the Rapid and our the uh, yeah, I would like to take this. So Rapid is a platform. It's obviously a cross platform. We can have it on our mobile app as well, and we can have it on the website as well. So it has been a like coding platform, and we would like write like code. We can also collaborate in a way like we do in the Visual Studio Code. So it's more like that, but it is having a server side and the config file as well, which is hidden in that, and it it is actually manage the execution process of the what can I say execution process of the programs. So the Rapid is we are using this workflow, and we are using the Rapid template for the second round that we are having, the debugging round. And a quick short intro about StreamYard. So obviously this is our streaming partners, and we would like to like shout out to the StreamYard as well. Like they are success. We are successfully having 10, I guess. Yeah, obviously 10 conferences, and it's via StreamYard. So a big shout out to them. Moving ahead, we have our hacking partners, or you can say upskilling partners as Hack to Skill. As I already mentioned on the very first, like in the like um, on the hackathon side, we are preferably like live coding, or we are doing such steps to make our code more optimized. So Hack to Skill is doing that, and they are having their platforms to like hosting the hackathons. So a big shout out to Hack to Skill, yeah, and their hackathons. So yeah, we were done with the whole opening ceremony, and
Yeah, I think people are waiting for giveaway.
yeah, so it's a giveaway time, and yeah, I am giving away. Wait, I'm searching for the stickers. So I am giving away a Rapid and a pizza thing to the folks. This is a pizza slice and Rapid stickers. Plus, we are giving away Rapid voucher as well, 1 month hacker plan. So let's see who is the giveaway winner. So I would like to just ask one thing that I already mentioned in the my workflow. The second round, what will be the second round? So our first round will be the obviously the problem solving, and the third round will be our competitive programming. And can even ping on the chat itself what is our second round. So those who give me the right answer, I would like to give this stickers, these two stickers, and 1 month Rapid hacker plan to them.
And these are also up for grabs. These are some Octacat GitHub stickers. So yeah,
So sorry, Shane Kese. Yeah, we will announce this on the. Yeah, I guess we got the right answer, and it's uh, it's a debugging round, obviously. So these stickers are yours, Ankit, and Ashish. Let's flex the stickers.
yeah, sure. Uh, I hope those are visible now.
Yeah, it's visible. Cool.
Cool.
So we are giving away the stickers to Ankit. Ankit, feel free to ping me on the Discord. I guess I already know you. And thanks for contributing actively in the event. Uh, it's really a great opportunity to connect with you all folks. Again, the some I can see so much peeps here who are talking debugging. Yeah, obviously we would have some of the other, like what can I say, more swags and more giveaway opportunity to you always. Just participate on the contest and feel free to have it. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us today, and hope to see you in the contest tomorrow. And hope you go to the final round and win this contest. All the best.
All the best.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.